Gamers, welcome to a very short episode of RedScizor Rambles, where I have solved something that has been bugging me for years. Maybe. Because there's no way to know for sure. But now I actually have a theory, which I didn't have before. So, what the heck am I talking about? Okay, so Diamond and Pearl. The unobtainable Pokemon list in this game is actually very small. You can catch most Pokemon in these games. Now, when you look at this list, it's a lot of expected things, you know, starters and legendaries. There are only two exceptions to this rule, and that is Tangela and Tropius down here. Now, these two are kind of random, or at least I thought they were. Now, Tangela, though, I had at least a theory of. Diamond and Pearl really wanted you to transfer Pokemon from the GBA games. All of the post-game, like, new evolutions were designed for you to transfer up your old Pokemon and evolve them into these new forms. You know, like your Glygars and your Curlias and all that stuff. It really seemed like they wanted you to transfer your old Pokemon rather than catching them in the new game and evolving them. And, you know, what's the best way to make people do that? Well, make one of the new evolutions literally require you to transfer. With Tangela. And like Gligar, you actually have to own Emerald because it's a GBA insertion Pokemon. Like, they really wanted you to use the GBA to DS functionality. So, you know what? Tangela being on here, it's silly, but it makes sense. There's like a reason for it, right? That just left Tropius. Why the heck is Tropius on this list? They made it obtainable in Platinum, obviously, but in the original Diamond and Pearl, it was just like the odd man out, and I had zero clue why this was the case until literally today, because I learned an important bit of information that might explain this, and that is this right here. An event for Tropius in Diamond and Pearl on February 2nd, 2007 in Japan. Now, the thing about this event is that it's actually a little more special than it might appear at first. It's caught in a Cherish Ball, as you can see. And you might think, but wait a minute. Cherish Ball, event Pokemon always come in those, right? Well, not actually before this. This was the very first Cherish Ball event of all time. This Tropius. So, my new theory is that the reason Tropius was not included was so that they could release it as the very first Cherish Ball Pokemon as a way to introduce this new event Pokeball and make you want to go to it because it's the one Pokemon that you can't catch in your game. If you want Tropius, well look, we got this cool new event thing with these cool new event Pokeballs that are exclusive to these events. You can go get not only your first Cherish Ball Pokemon ever, but you can also finally get Tropius. It all just works out. There is only one problem with this theory, and that is, as you can see, this Tropius has a very specific level, and nature, and ability, and all that. And the description says Pokemon Sunday. This Tropius is actually based on one of those shows they had in Japan, which I remember like hearing about as a kid browsing Cerebi, where like they would do various Pokemon things and they would battle each other. Honestly, a really cool show. There's like a famous Octillery from one of said shows that like kept surviving in the focus ban, and it became a big like meme in Japan. And that Octillery was even, like, included in the Platinum update for the Pokemon Ranch, which only released in Japan. The Platinum update only did. So, like, is my theory correct about them, like, specifically choosing Tropius as the first Cherish Ball event because they intentionally left it out of the games for this event? It's kind of contradicted by the fact that this Tropius is probably just a reference to, like, one of the battles that happened in that show. But I want to believe. I want to believe because otherwise Tropius not being here makes 0 sense. And it bugs me. The other thing is Pokemon Platinum release date, Japan. When did this game come out to? Okay, so Platinum wasn't out yet. Because they're using the Platinum sprite. That was throwing me off. So ignore that part of the video. This is the Diamond and Pearl event. I don't know. It's something. At least this is the closest we're ever going to get to an explanation of why Tropius was left out. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.